Hey folks, welcome to Opals NZ. Today we have a very small but very bright piece of Coober Pedy crystal opal. It's actually a belemnite fossil piece. And you can see it's quite small. It's 5.9 carats as it is in the rough. So she's going to be a wee bit of a challenging cut just because it is so small. So anyway, let's have a closer look at it. So this is the piece here. You can see the classic belemnite shape. This one's a little bit unusual though, because it has a darker potch sort of area here. I'll just get it wet. You can see how bright that is. So it's beautiful material. So we should be able to cut a little gem out of it. Going by the 20% rule, it's going to be about a carat, but to be honest, I'd be happy with a carat, and I doubt I'll get a carat because it has a few issues, which I'll show you. So if we have a look here, you can see there's actually some copite needles, or I think that's what they are, just there, and there are more of them. Sorry. We have a look with the torch, you can see there's that one in the center there, so that'll probably end up staying in. So whatever I get out of this, I think it'll probably be it probably will have inclusions, unfortunately, or else I'd just be losing too much of that beautiful bright color. So I'll just kind of go for the biggest stone I can get and try and work around what inclusions there are. And this is probably my biggest concern here at this end. You can see that that goes in, and that's a sand spot. So don't mind the copite needle inclusion so much, but a sand spot is a different story. So we really don't want that, and you can see it goes in quite a way. So possibly lose that end, or just slice it off, do something else with it. So yeah, this piece cost me $600, about $100 a carat, and so by my rule of thumb, I want to see $1,000 color, and I can see that there, but unfortunately it has these inclusions. So if it didn't have the inclusions, it would be, I'd be pretty confident that I'd be able to make a profit. But as it stands with these inclusions, we'll just have to see how we go. Hopefully it works out. So first order of business will be to just take that white cap off and just see what it looks like. I'll probably be going for a stone around about there somewhere. So faced from this direction, obviously, and yeah, maybe leave a little bit of that dark base on it, but we'll see. As it gets, the color gets closer to that dark base, looks like the color gets a little mossy. So yeah, the option of facing it from this direction, I'm not quite so confident of facing it from this direction. Also, there's another issue there, which I forgot to point out before, so that's a decent sand blob, but that sort of follows along the bottom of the color bars, so I'm not too worried about that one. If that's in the back of the stone, that'll be okay, maybe. Yeah. In any case, it's probably going to be a very long, skinny stone. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Let's jump on the wheels and get a grinding. Alrighty. So, not much to say really, just let's do it. Let's take this top off. So I'm just on the 600 wheel. There's not really much to take off of this. You can see that colour starting to come through. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Wow. Holy moly, look at that color. Oh man. That sand is going to be clearly visible. I'm going to have to get rid of it. Ooh, this could be heartbreaking. Wow, look at that. Sand there, a little bit of sand there still. Yeah, that's the sand spot I was worried about. Yeah. That was it there at this end. That's actually not as bad as I thought. Let's possibly get rid of that. Good. Alright, keep going. Wow, the colour's just getting better. I haven't taken much off either, really. Taking off the little sharp bits that could possibly chip. Okay, still got a little bit of sand there. Wow, that color. Nice. come in on that side a little bit. Just see if I can get a bit of, at least a bit of that sand out. Holy moly, look at that. That is spectacular. So I'm inclined to leave a little bit of that on the back for now, at least. Oops. Although I don't think it really makes any difference to the colour. Look at that colour. My oh my, that is a bright gem. Wow. So now, and that's cleaned up that's cleaned up better than I thought it would. See that inclusion right in the middle, that cobalt needle right there. But, you know what, it doesn't really show. What do I do with the drunken sailor? And that sand spot, which I was worried about, is still there. I'll just dry this and have a look. Okay, so that big blob of sand in the side there, I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to polish this up like it is. That is stunning, and it's even got red. Look at this. Look at this. So I'll just go back on the wheel real quick and just clean up flatten out the back a little bit more, bring it up a little bit more, and then I'm just going to polish it like that. I'll just go for a freeform. Alright, there we have it. A pill, a lolly. That's a hell of a lolly. Get it dopped up and get it polished. Ah, bugger. Okie dokie, folky dokies. We are done. And look at that stunning Nurofen ibuprofen pill. Yeah, the color is just amazing. The shape is not that great, but I just don't know what to do with it yet. I'll probably just keep that. So I wanted to just keep it as big as I could, because look at it. But I could always recut it later. And it's got inclusions, quite a lot of inclusions, but not really that bad. And there's still that little bit of sand there that'll probably come out. These copite needles are visible in the face. Got something going on there. But wow. That's a 5 out of 5 for brightness. Absolutely. So that's the brightest gem I've cut so far. Whoop whoop. Didn't do much on the back. I just cleaned it up a little bit. As you saw, it came off the bloody dopstick. There's something actually I wanted to mention in winter. It's winter here in New Zealand, and it gets reasonably cold. It's not super cold where I am. I'm up in the North Island. And what I found is that cold water, especially on the polished side, when you dopped the stone on using wax, and you go to cut it, and the water's cold, they just pop off. So a good little trick is to just put a jug of boiling water into your barrel to warm up the water a bit, which I did do tonight, but it still popped off. So I just did it a little bit by hand. But really, this gem will be recut at some point or it'll just be chucked in my collection, because that is just fantastic. But that is easily over $1,000 color. That's more like 2 or 3. I don't know. Not so sure with all the inclusions and whatnot, but that is top gem right there. Look at that color play. And what does she weigh? 2.78. So just under 3 carats. So we've got 50% yield, but I mean, obviously that's because it's a very unusual shape. Although it's not too bad. Let me know what you guys think. Is that saleable like that? Would somebody be into that shape? I guess it could kind of work in a ring or a pendant, or as part of a bigger piece maybe. The color is there though, far out. It's even got red, blue, purple, orange, green, everything. Don't see any pink though. No pink. Not really red. There's some angles that have. Yeah, there is. Almost red. Almost red. Almost. Chaff, flagstone, 3D color on color. Yep. Choose a 5 out of 5. Awesome. So that was pretty cool. For $600 for that piece, I can't complain at the outcome. Far out. 2.7 carats. And even with those inclusions, that's an
easy 1,000 a carat, easy. So yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah, so I guess coming up next, we've got, we're sitting at 497 subscribers as at the time of the recording this video. So we're so close to 500. When it hits it, I'll probably just chuck out an extra little bonus video, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It will be a giveaway, and you will have to do, there'll be a little activity that you guys can sort of compete in to get a chance at winning the parcel. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be soon, next couple of days hopefully. So yeah, thanks all you guys, you're awesome. Thanks for subscribing and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.